It's a place of uncommon beauty, where mountains rise from the sea and glaciers still thrive. It's a land of contrasts, of shiny skyscrapers, and reflected in the mirrored windows, a magnificent wilderness. Alaska's Gulf Coast region stretches 650 miles along south-central Alaska. The region includes the fjords and glaciers of Prince William Sound, the Kenai Peninsula, Cook Inlet, and Kodiak. Coastal communities include Cordova, Valdez, Whittier, Kodiak, Seward, Homer, Kenai, and Anchorage, Alaska's largest city. South Central's Gulf Coast is bordered to the north and west by the lofty peaks of the Alaska Range, with spectacular Mount McKinley rising above all. To the east, the stunning Wrangell Mountains. Hugging much of the coast, the glaciated Chugach Mountains, backdrop for Prince William Sound. Prince William Sound, a watery canvas on which God has painted his spectacular works. The mountains spawn innumerable glaciers, stretching their icy fingers to the sea. The undersea life is rich and varied. Prince William Sound covers 15,000 square miles of water, ice, and land. It has been called Alaska's best-kept secret. But today the secret's out. Prince William Sound has been discovered. Locals call it Little Switzerland. On the map, it's Valdez. Valdez is the terminus for the Trans-Alaska Pipeline. Crude oil from Prudhoe Bay is pumped 800 miles, then loaded into tankers across the bay from Valdez City. From here, the crude is taken to refineries in the lower 48. In the summer, Valdez is a fishing town. Runs of hatchery-raised salmon give Valdez-based purse seiners an opportunity to earn a living just a net's throw from the harbor. In 1988, the harvest from the rich waters of Prince William Sound totaled around $90 million. The bright star for Valdez is tourism. The spectacular waterfalls of Keystone Canyon are unequaled. The swift waters below are rafter's delight. In all seasons, this is a land of timeless beauty. Meltwaters from Shoup Glacier feed Valdez Arm. Shoup Bay is one of the area's sparkling jewels. Daily tours wind through the ice-choked lake and past the largest and fastest-growing kittiwake rookery in Prince William Sound.
Hatching July 3rd, so at this point they're about 24 days old. You'll be able to see them in the fluffy stage as well as they're feathering out.
This hidden valley is in miniature what the Sound is as a whole. A place of stunning beauty, where ice and rock battle for position in a drama as old as the Sound itself. The best way to experience Prince William Sound is on the water. Several companies offer tours from Port Valdez to the star attraction of this region, Columbia Glacier. En route, you'll travel the fjords and inlets, perhaps picking up an escort of doll porpoise. Stellar sea lions are also common. You'll often see them hauled out on navigational buoys. You know you're getting close to Columbia Glacier when you start seeing the ice. Columbia Glacier is rapidly retreating, and Columbia Bay is often filled with icebergs of all sizes. Columbia is the second largest tidewater glacier in North America. It covers about 440 square miles and is 41 miles long. The face of Columbia Glacier is 4 miles wide and up to 300 feet high. The icebergs are natural works of art, but have their functional value as well. Harbor seals will haul out on glacial ice and can often be seen swimming along the ice floes. This is truly a magnificent sight, one of the wonders of Alaska. The largest commercial fishing fleet in Prince William Sound comes home to Cordova. Located on Orca Inlet on the east side of the Sound, this charming community lives for the sea. It's home for roughly 2,500 Alaskans. While fishing is its mainstay, historically, Cordova was a trade center and port for copper ore shipped by rail from mines in the interior. A monument to Cordova's past stands rusting at the end of the road. It's called the $1 Million Bridge. Completed in 1910 as part of the vital rail link to the Kennecott mines, the $1 Million Bridge was severely damaged in the great 1964 earthquake. It's a 48-mile drive between town and the bridge through an area known as the Copper River Delta. This national forest land supports more than 10% of the world's population of trumpeter swans. Stately pairs are often seen nesting and are easily photographed from the road. The Delta is also home to our national symbol, the bald eagle. The creeks and streams are prime spawning grounds for sockeye and coho salmon. One of the natural attractions on the Delta is Childs Glacier. The face of the glacier is undercut by the swift-flowing Copper River. Easy access to the glacier and frequent calving makes Childs a favorite attraction on the Delta. Whittier grew up at the opposite end of Prince William Sound as a strategic ice-free port during World War II. A series of tunnels connects Whittier to the rest of Alaska. Cars and buses piggyback on the Alaska Railroad for this unusual trip through the mountains. Today, Whittier is a port of call for several luxury liners which cruise Alaska's Gulf Coast. The small boat harbor is filled with pleasure craft and commercial fishing boats, reflecting the lifestyle at this end of Prince William Sound. The still waters of Barry Arm reflect another world. Charter boats from Whittier will bring you to this icy cathedral. The eyes of hundreds of seals are watching as you take in the awe-inspiring scenery. In August, the streams of Kodiak Island overflow with spawning salmon. This is an island of plenty. Known as the Emerald Isle, it is Alaska's largest island. It stretches 100 miles by 60 miles. But no part of Kodiak is more than 15 miles from saltwater. The city of Kodiak rests beneath the fog. This was once capital of Russian America. The Russian Orthodox Church was established in 1794. Kodiak City continually ranks among the top ports in the country for value of catch brought to the dock. As many as 2,000 boats return to the harbor, filled with salmon and shrimp, halibut and crab, herring and bottomfish. It was the bountiful ocean that surely attracted the first Kodiak Island people thousands of years ago. The same bounty that keeps the 14,000 residents here today. West of Kodiak Island, across Shelikof Strait, is Katmai National Park. This vast wilderness embodies all that is wild in Alaska. The symbol of the wildness is the brown bear. Most visitors to Katmai National Park arrive by float plane from King Salmon. Their destination, Brooks Camp, at the mouth of the Brooks River and Naknek Lake. Known for abundant sockeye salmon and trophy rainbow trout, the Brooks River attracts anglers from all over the world. The same salmon that draw the fishermen attract the bears. And the bears have become the biggest attraction of all.
If you do come across a bear at a close distance, say a few yards away or even within 20 or 25 yards, first of all, you want to avoid the instinct to run. The instinct is to get as much distance between you and the bear as possible, and you want to accomplish that, but you want to move slowly. You don't want to run. If you run, you could trigger the bear to start chasing you, and that's very dangerous. So you want to move slowly. You don't want to try and scare the bear off. Don't make loud noises, but make soft noises. Talk softly to the bear. Say, hello, bear, hello, bear.
In early July, the sockeye salmon are running upriver, and the brown bears congregate at Brooks Falls. The strategy is simple. Stake out a position and wait for lunch to be served. For the bears, the time spent at the falls is paramount to their survival. During a single day, they will consume as much as 200 pounds of fish. While there appears to be an ample supply of fish, this is not an especially easy time for the bears. The stress is apparent as the bears compete for status and the best fishing spots. The younger brownie is now in a real dilemma, face to face with an aggressive bear twice his size. Brooks Falls offers a rare opportunity to learn about the social behavior of the brown bear. A viewing platform above the falls allows visitors an incredible view of this annual drama. This standoff will end with a delicate maneuver as the female tiptoes to safety. The falls can be a dangerous place for the young of the species. Out of necessity, mothers will often be separated from their young while fishing, and cubs left alone are vulnerable to attack. This encounter vividly demonstrates the ferocity of a mother protecting her young. If the mother had not seen the attack, she would have lost a cub. 2 days later, the same bear killed one of these spring cubs while their mother was away fishing. The drama at Brooks Falls is but one of Katmai National Park's many natural splendors. Another is the Valley of 10,000 Smokes. In 1912, this valley was buried under as much as 700 feet of ash from the eruption of Nova Rupta volcano. Its devastating power was 10 times more forceful than the 1980 eruption of Mount St. Helens. 8 decades later, the Valley of 10,000 Smokes is still recovering. Revegetation along the turbulent Yucak River is slow to come. Volcanic debris along the bank is evidence of the cataclysm. Rocks blown full of bubbles actually float. The 1912 eruption was just a brief chapter in the geologic evolution of Katmai. Pressed in the shale are 60-million-year-old fossils from a time when shallow seas covered this land. The expansive beauty of Katmai, from the Valley of 10,000 Smokes to the shores of Naknek Lake, attract travelers worldwide. Park rangers say as many as 50,000 people trek here each year. The rising numbers present new challenges to protect this wilderness while sharing it with all mankind. Anchorage lies at the air crossroads of the world. Whether from Europe or Asia or a major city in the lower 48, Anchorage is just a few hours away. From its modest beginnings in 1914 as a construction camp for the Alaska Railroad, Anchorage has boomed and blossomed, literally. Downtown streets are adorned with hanging baskets. The Log Cabin Visitor Center is awash in color. City gardeners put their green thumbs to work overtime, and it pays. This is Alaska's version of Big City. Shiny skyscrapers and rush hour traffic. Its own performing arts center. Anchorage is home for around 230,000 sourdoughs who prefer to live on the edge of the wilderness. During the summer, the buzz of float planes is constant on Lake Spenard and Lake Hood in Anchorage. Together, they make up the busiest seaplane base in the world. Within less than an hour, you can be enjoying a fly-in fishing adventure. Another way to experience Anchorage's backyard is by helicopter. Helitours will whisk you over the snow-capped peaks of the Chugach Mountains. This is Alaska's most glaciated mountain range. Here, there is only one season. The valleys below are ruled by glaciers. As you cruise by the jagged face of the Colony Glacier, you'll see the stress marks and cracks of this remnant of the Ice Age. Nearby, the Knik Glacier stretches over the valley. Where ice has recently calved from the glacier's edge, you see the deep blue color. This ice is so dense, it traps all but the blue wavelength of light beneath the surface. The Knik Glacier once stretched all the way to Cook Inlet. The fertile valley released from its grasp is now farmland. The community of Palmer, just north of Anchorage, grew as an agricultural experiment in the 1930s. Farm families, devastated in the Dust Bowl and Great Depression, were relocated to form the Matanuska Valley Colony. Many farms established in colony days are still productive. In many valley gardens, you'll see Alaska's famous giant cabbage. Long summer days, good soil, and special seeds combine for record cabbages over 80 pounds. A statue erected in Anchorage honors the first tourist to sail these parts, Captain James Cook. 2 centuries later, tourists are still coming with an eye for new discoveries. That may be as simple as watching the beluga whales in Cook Inlet. The sparkling white whales return each spring, drawn by the smelt-like hooligan and salmon. Pods of the ghost-like belugas hunt right at the inlet's edge. Adult belugas are 15 to 16 feet long and weigh over a ton. Several hundred roam Cook Inlet, putting on their show free of charge. Another freebie, watching the windsurfers. They hoist their colorful sails to challenge the wind and water of Cook Inlet's Turnagain Arm. Upper Cook Inlet can also be treacherous. Beneath the surface, the silty bottom is constantly in flux. The water itself plays hide and seek. The difference between high and low tide frequently ranges 30 feet, sometimes more. During the winter, Cook Inlet is choked with ice and only passable to the port of Anchorage with larger vessels. Despite the cold, winter is a time of excitement in Anchorage. In February, locals can shake the cabin fever with the annual Fur Rendezvous. Events include the World Championship Sled Dog Race, the fastest huskies in the world sprinting through city streets and backwoods trails. In March, Anchorage goes to the dogs again with the start of the Iditarod Trail Sled Dog Race, Anchorage to Nome. The winner of the Iditarod will cover the 1,000-plus miles in 11 days. It sometimes seems to take several days just to drive out of town. This is the only road heading south to the Kenai Peninsula. Traffic is often bumper to bumper. Just about the time traffic eases up, someone spots the Dall sheep and the real traffic jam begins. The sheep make their home on the rocky ridges above the Seward Highway and are easily spotted from the road. Sometimes the sheep are literally on the road. This group lives within Chugach State Park. They are protected from hunting and generally tolerate the attention they get from us. "55 miles south of Anchorage is the most visited attraction in all Alaska, Portage Glacier. Icebergs line the lake's edge, 3 miles from where they fall from the glacier's face. The U.S. Forest Service operates an interpretation center at Portage. But for an up-close look at the glacier, your choice is this or this. The MV Ptarmigan was specially designed to navigate on Portage Lake. A 1-hour cruise takes passengers face to face with this mighty glacier. The Kenai Peninsula offers a full spectrum of recreational opportunity. Wildlife abounds in the national forests and refuges. The rivers are prime habitat for sport fish of all species. When the red salmon are running, fishermen are shoulder to shoulder on the Russian River. When the kings are in, it's literally chaos on the Kenai. This is what Alaskans refer to as combat fishing, all for the chance to hook into a Kenai River king.
That sucker keeps changing man, don't it?
They are known the world over for their size and strength. 50 pounds is just average. The largest king landed in the river was close to 100 pounds. No matter the size, when you battle a king and win, the memory will last a lifetime.
Yeah. That's a heavy fish.
Okay, now Ruth, Joe, step back and let him come underneath you. Now just wait and see what we do here. Okay, keep him coming there, Mike. Slow and steady.
Battling a Pacific halibut is another favorite pastime on the Kenai Peninsula. This charter boat is anchored near the Barren Islands in Cook Inlet.
Step behind me, Mike.
Today, everyone on board will go home with their 2-fish limit.
You're not supposed to do that to 50-pound fish.
This coastal hamlet takes its name from the monsters of the deep. It's Halibut Cove. Sandwiched between the water and the wilderness, this scenic hideaway off Kachemak Bay is home for a handful of commercial fishermen and artists. The pace here seems slower, the locals friendly. Although if you're not paying attention, you might find your conversation falling on wooden ears. There are no roads to Halibut Cove, but during the summer, a private ferry will shuttle visitors to and from nearby Homer. Homer is 225 highway miles from Anchorage. Sometimes it's called the end of the road. If that's the case, 5 miles from the end is the Homer Spit, jutting into Kachemak Bay. The Homer Spit is a popular destination. The deep water of Kachemak Bay and the Kenai Mountains offer a gourmet meal for the visual palate. Many people come here just to stroll the ocean beaches or race the waves. The Homer Spit is also the place to catch a ride to the halibut grounds. Daily charters leave from the small boat harbor, and most anglers are rarely disappointed. The city of Seward is also known for its great fishing for halibut and salmon. Weekend sailing regattas on Resurrection Bay. The midwinter polar bear jump into the ice-cold Seward Harbor. And just about the best 4th of July celebration anywhere. It's morning at the Seward Harbor. The cruise boats are ready to leave the dock, heading for the Kenai Fjords. Pam Oldow makes this commute nearly every day during the summer. And while the drive's the same, no 2 days on the water are ever exactly alike. The sparkling waters of Resurrection Bay are home to sea otters and humpback whales. This is Alaska at its best. The glaciers of Kenai Fjords National Park are born in the silence of the Harding Icefield, a 300-square-mile desert of snow and ice. Storm after winter storm, under the weight of centuries of snowfall, the flakes compress, forming dense glacier ice. This ice field feeds more than 40 glaciers. Some hang precariously from mountain peaks. Others, like Bear Glacier, sweep down the mountains towards the sea. Bear Glacier descends from the 5,000-foot level of the Harding ice field, excavating the mountain's edge along the way. The reach of Bear Glacier no longer extends to saltwater, but 8 others along the coast calve their bergs directly into the Kenai fjords. Most Kenai Fjords cruises venture up Holgate Arm, 45 miles from Seward. Freshly calved icebergs fill the water, heightening expectations for what's to come. At the head of this narrow fjord, the Holgate Glacier rises more than 600 feet above tidewater. It is a spectacular amphitheater. The cruise boats offer a front row seat for one of nature's grandest dramas.
I told ya!
Act 2 is equally spectacular. A cruise to the Chiswell Islands. This is an extraordinary marine environment. The ocean waters are teeming with life. More than 75,000 seabirds of 27 species line the cliffs of the Chiswell Islands. Tufted and horned puffins fill the sky like bees at a picnic. Along the rocky shore, crowds of stellar sea lions bask and sing out of tune. As many as 1,000 sea lions haul out on Chiswell Island alone. To some ears, the bark of these sea lions is a joyful noise, proclaiming the vitality of Alaska's Gulf Coast. This truly is a rich region, blessed by the Creator with abundant natural beauty. In all seasons, Alaska's Gulf Coast awaits discovery.